The sun is on its way down on a cool spring day in the city of West Crown. Approaching from the south over the inner sea, we can see the tip of the peninsula of West Crown, also known as Rego Sakero, the temple district, and raising high above the surrounding buildings in this area, on a plateau, is a massive statue of the dead god Aridin, this bearded man wearing a tabard with a golden eye on it. And despite the age of this statue and the wear and tear that it should be receiving, being so close to the sea salt air, the statue is in pristine condition. Staring at this statue from the southernmost coast of West Crown's land-based portion in the Rego Sakero, on a dock is a woman. Jen, can you please describe Cerulean Blue?
Long black hair with a white streak by the temple on the right side is pulled back in a high ponytail. There's a bit of pompadour to her bangs that are also clipped back, a little bit of height. Her light blue skin with the dusting of freckles catches the remaining bits of light. And her hands end with small clawed fingers that match her legs with their rather large clawed feet. She's on the taller side and muscular. All of the Itari must be if they wish to fly. One wing, the left one, is draped in a casual manner across her left shoulder, and the small talon in the middle of it is hooked onto a silver loop on a chain that connects to an adornment that fits on top of where or what is left of her right wing. The right wing ends somewhere on the humerus bone of the wing, a good 6 to 8 inches from where it extends out of her back. Her leather armor is decorated with some small stars on the bottom, and a circular inserted pocket with a double snap sits below the right clavicle. Those with keen eyes would catch that it is where she puts her wayfinder. A small spear and a short sword lay across her back, in addition to a small leather map case. She's walking along the dock, evenly and with purpose.
Cerulean, have you been in West Crown before?
This is her first time, actually. She has visited a couple other cities with Aelin, but for certain reasons has not had the occasion to visit West Crown before, and because of that she's letting her head sweep slowly from side to side, not just to search for the shadows elongating, but for other trouble.
And I think the people who are walking by here are definitely looking. You've seen a plethora of diverse peoples just walking along the docks here in Rego Sakero. Plenty of halflings and orcs, some dwarves and elves, 1 or 2 goblins, maybe not too many. But I think the thing that maybe calls out to you as you see the people walking by is just how many Nephilim there are here. Presumably mostly hellspawn, with their devilish features. But this isn't Absalom, and in Absalom you would walk down the street with your wing and your clawed feet, and people maybe would look once. In West Crown, they look twice, and the second look lingers.
She's not worried about the looks, as long as nothing else comes with them, but yes, given her Nephilim background as well, she has the signature clawed feet, and she has another feature. Her wings are not feathered. They resemble more of a bat wing.
Mm-hmm.
Leathery, beautiful, purple.
Speaking of being a Nephilim, you have the Proteankin ability, which means every day you roll randomly to see what energy you're resistant to today.
Don't mind if I do.
Give us a 1d3 and see acid 1, electricity 2, sonic 3. Cool, sonic.
Perfect.
Gotta go fast.
Hey, is that a joke because I'm blue?
Right as you might be getting very nervous because of how dark it is, a wagon pulls up, coming quite fast around the corner with a singular horse pulling it. The woman behind it is one you recognize instantly as your mentor, Pathfinder Scholar Aelin Gontasavos. A tall woman like yourself with long dark hair, wearing fine leather armor over a white blouse. The top of her head has a jeweled diadem hanging down on top of it, which you know is magic as a part of her equipment, and a very, very fine rapier that glows with a bit of a rune hangs at her side. The woman next to her you don't recognize, but know her to be Kithsira T-Whistle, a dark-skinned halfling woman with a short, trimmed afro, wearing bright white and yellow robes with a dark cloak pulled over them. You see hanging around her neck a amulet in the shape of a bird, which you might recognize as the holy symbol of the goddess Shaylin. As they pull up, Aelin sees you.
Ah, perfect, there you are. Sorry for the wait. Throw your things into the back and let's get going.
Yes, good to see you too, Cerulean says, hucking her small backpack into the wagon. What would she refer to Aelin as?
That's a really great question.
Past Mistress Aelin.
No.
That's fine. I just didn't know if, like, Professor Aelin then? What?
No, definitely not that. I think because you're also peers on a level. I mean, she may be like a little bit higher than you, but
Yeah.
I think of it more like an attending doctor with like a resident. You're not an intern, but
Yeah.
So first name based.
Cerulean also nods to Kithsira.
Hello, welcome to West Crown.
I'm sorry, the welcoming as the wagon's sort of moving. Kithsira barely came down to a stop to let you in.
I'm sorry the welcoming couldn't be a little bit more, welcoming, but we've got a job already.
Already?
Yes.
Aelin says as she's kind of steering things. Kithsira, please, take over. Kithsira takes over because she actually knows where she's going. Aelin turns to you.
Yes, those adventurers I was telling you about who are procuring the information we need before going into Delvehaven. We're on a sting operation this evening, watching out for them after their heist.
Incredible. I couldn't have come in a day or two earlier to help them?
Unfortunately, no, the timing would not have worked. They've been working on this for the last 7 days, actually. You've arrived in the nick of time.
All right. Details. How can I help?
So as the wagon moves not too far, actually, from where you were on the southern coast of Rego Sicaro, it moves to a little bit to the northwest, and you see the mayoral mansion Veneo Arvanchi, commonly also referred to as Aberian's Folly. It is quite a large building, 3 stories high, brightly lit with what you assume are magical light sources all over, which is very important because knowing what you know about West Crown, as the sun sets, the shadow creatures come out to play. Aelin explains to you that we are going to wait outside the manor in a, surreptitious location so that the crew inside performing the heist will have a getaway vehicle if they need it.
Excellent. How would we know if they don't need it?
Well, that's the catch. We would only know if they came waltzing out the front door.
And Kithsira nods.
Yes, I think we've got a great spot here where we can watch but not be seen.
And you can see that the way the streets sort of curve here, indeed, sets you up in an alleyway, sort of off of a darkened street. The main streets here in the Sicaro, you notice, are already being tended to by the local watch, referred to as the Dutari, here in Cheliax. They are lighting massive torches. You've never seen torches this big, like 8 to 10 feet tall, as almost like miniature pyres, along sort of the main streets that create this shield of light. Our hiding spot is off of one of these main branches of light, of course, in the darkness.
Cerulean turns her head to the alleyway and goes, Aelin, I must applaud you in finding, as usual, the perfect BDG, body dumping grounds. When she doesn't respond, Cerulean turns back, looking at the Ditari, and those lights, are they magical as well? Like the ones around this mansion?
The Pirailles, Katsira says, are just burning wood. All light helps against the shadow creatures, but magical light, of course, is best, which is why, and as the sun is setting and we've sort of set up in an alleyway, she pulls out a small gemstone and turns to you. It's Shaylin's duty.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to ask me something.
I was going to ask you something.
No, continue.
May I not ask?
No, you can. I was attempting something called humor, but never again.
Aelin is securing the horse and tying some ropes up as we've come to a park, and she's smirking silently. As I was saying, it is a priest of Shaylin's duty to bring beauty and color to the world. What's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? It's actually green.
Green.
Green, not cerulean blue, but a green.
Any specific shade?
Ooh, maybe viridian or ooh. And now cerulean seems to light up and is before her eyes were shark focused, although as with all Strix, she does not also have pupils. So
and they blink from the sides.
They blink from the sides, and she also can't move them, so that's why she does a constant head sweeping. She has to rotate her head instead. But it's almost like her hair starts to shine a little bit brighter when she's talking about colors. And Cerulean continues, it's the color of green grass after it's received, like a sudden downpour. Do you know what I mean?
I think so. She nods and rubs her hands over the crystal and says a prayer and casts a spell on it. And the crystal begins to glow with that same light. Here, a welcome gift for you. And she hands you the crystal.
Oh.
And then you can also hold the crystal to bring the light out. It's in your inventory now.
Oh my gosh. This is a gift?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, I never like crystal. A Cerulean reaches into her bag but calmly, not in a frustrated or a worried manner. Unless you were, looking inside the bag and you can see her clawed hand just sort of scratching around, hoping to find purchase on what she's looking for. And she pulls out one biting snare trap and presents it in both hands to Katsira. So this is a snare to help you capture that with which you wish to capture.
You don't have to give me a gift back. I give this freely.
As I give this freely, do you not like my gift?
Oh, I suppose I do? Aelin turns. Ah, perfect. And she grabs the trap from Katsira's hands. We can lay these down in case any shadow creatures get too close. She looks and sees the light. Put that light behind us somewhere where we can set up a perimeter.
All right.
I'll put a light source out for it. Where would you like it?
Yeah, right there's perfect.
See, that's a good green. I don't know why it wasn't coming in like that before.
Oh, damn. Okay. Now we're talking.
Mm-hmm. That's 20 feet of bright light, 40 feet of dim.
That's gorgeous. That's a real gift.
That's gross, actually. It's kind of hurting my eyes just a little bit. Katsira is also going to cast light just to give us extra light. Yes, so where do you want to put the traps?
I feel like we would put a trap near the front of the alleyway we're right next to, right around here.
Okay.
And then one in this little tiny area after the dog leg.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, actually, maybe it should go, right here, and then we'll catch someone coming from either of those alleyways. I've played one strategy game before.
It can only be a 5-foot space, just FYI.
And then maybe a third one right in this other alleyway.
Okay.
Cerulean will turn to Aelin after they've finished laying out all of the snares. This feels like a question for 5 minutes ago, but will the Datari be upset with us for just putting snares in the street if they come across them?
Aelin looks to Katsira as she exclaims, well, a few years ago, yes, definitely. But, the curfew was lifted, and House Thrune has become quite lax in what is allowed at night in Westcrown. Of course, that has resulted in actually more deaths from the shadow creatures, but it allows adventurers like us, and she winks because you both know that Pathfinders are not allowed in Cheliax, can protect people at night. And at that point, you can even see like maybe one of the wooden shutters in a upper floor like opens, and you can see someone sort of looking out and gives a thumbs up or a wave as they see you setting up lights and setting up traps. It's not uncommon for some adventurers to set up services patrolling certain neighborhoods for shadow creatures. That will be our cover for this evening at the very least.
All right, perfect. I just don't want local law enforcement to get in our way.
As the three of you sort of settle in, you catch sort of the tail end of this procession of carriages that are making their way up to the mayor's mansion. It seems like quite a fine shindig is happening this evening. It's curious, Cerulean, as the quiet sort of settles in. I think behind you is filled with green light from the Everlight crystal that's been placed. And in front of you, there's a little bit of the sort of natural white light that Kasira's amulet is giving off, although very much drowned out by this green light behind us. It's quite funny, actually. But on the perimeter of the light ahead of you, to the west and the north, you might actually be able to see a few shadow rats that sort of make their way up to the edge of the light and twitch their whiskers at it and then scurry away from the light. And the plans points out to you the rats. But how does that manifest?
The plans, as one of her apparitions, it feels like someone pulling a string.
So your head jerks as the string there is pulled and your eyes focus on the rats, and you can feel the plans directing your gaze. And there's a message there. Keep watch. They're coming.
Cerulean takes this in, saves it, moves her head to check the other direction as well, does a quick turn behind her as well, and reminds Kasira and Aelin, just because we have set up quite a bit of light doesn't mean shadows can't reach us here, right?
Yes, that is true, but I've prepared some spells that will help us. I grew up in West Crown, Kasira says. I've fought shadow creatures before. I know what I'm doing.
My apologies. I did not mean to doubt you. I just spotted some small vermin on the street that seemed to be of that ilk.
Oh, yes. Aelin sort of turns. Did you happen to bring that chronicle I asked for?
Yes. And Cerulean goes back, fishes inside of her bag with on her face, she's barely smiled, but the small, one corner is going up now as she pulls out the Pathfinder Chronicle issue number 63. It's dog-eared in a couple sections and has some, sticky note paper, as well. Of course, I read it. And she hands it over to Aelin.
Ah, perfect, she says, as she takes it and begins flipping through it. She says, yes, I knew it, this right here. And she sort of holds it up to you, and it's a report from a Chelaxian Pathfinder who in 4606 AR, we're in 4725, so
120x years ago.
118 years ago. 118 years ago, I think it was. Right here. This Pathfinder reported a party being celebrated for the successful return of 2 Pathfinders in West Crown in 4606. They must have something to do with Delvehaven.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, the Chronicle does not mention which Pathfinders the party was a celebration for. It had nothing to do with the report at the time, but it's proven evidence. Kasira, for your reference, Kasira's looking a little confused. In our research, Cerulean and I never found any official reports that came from Delvehaven in 4606. We knew that a group of Pathfinders had gone to the Mwangi Expanse somewhere near Sargava, but we'd never heard anything of their return, except in this chronicle that references some party celebrating their successful return. It could be them, but... well, it's enough evidence to give me hope, at least.
Who else could it be?
After some time goes by, there is a snap As you turn around, the trap here on the southern side of the alley has snapped, and you can see what looks like a small shadow dog quickly running away, limping.
Looks like one of our snares caught something, ladies.
Good looking out, Aelin says. I think later there is like a group of shadows that come up, but Kazira casts this radiant field of light. Then you can hear bird song and maybe like an angelic choir as she casts it that scares away those shadows.
Gorgeous.
Around 11 p.m. So we've been out here for 4 hours.
4 hours? I'm sorry. Are there snacks? Like, this is a proper, this is a stakeout, essentially.
There might be snacks, probably some jerkied meats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some dried berries and nuts, too.
Crackers. Yeah,
Crackers.
for
Ooh,
sure.
Okay, some hard cheese.
Because Zira probably pulls out some cold, black tea at one point.
I mean, if we're waiting for 4 hours, I'm sure at some point.
You'll be waiting longer than that for sure.
Oh god, okay, yeah. I know Cerulean would be hungry though. That's just how it is.
Especially because you were on a boat earlier today.
Yeah, she's got sort of not the fierce sweat of traveling, but definitely just the uncomfortableness of traveling on her skin too. And she's just thinking about hot shower, hot bath. I mean, she's been waiting for action for years, essentially, as well, and is ready to prove herself. But she's also this couldn't have happened tomorrow. All right, that's fine.
I was gonna say around 11 p.m. you see a carriage leave the manor, but Kithzira and Aelin both shake their head. It is not the carriage you're looking for. Things quiet down for the next few hours. You can see that the lights at the mayor's mansion eventually go down, and I would imagine there are a few skirmishes, actually, with some shadow creatures that you and Aelin and Kithzira have to deal with, and maybe Kithzira puts out a heal afterwards to patch up your wounds. We're not going to go into those because at 4 a.m. something else happens.
That is a full 8-hour shift of sitting, of waiting.
It's a lot. I think I need you all to roll initiative. I say you all, as if I'm not rolling for everyone else here. As we're sitting here, Kithzira looks up, and quickly, Cerulean, you hear it as well. The jingle jangle of bells as 3 halfling-sized figures are sneaking through the darkness from the north side of this alleyway that you're looking at perpendicularly, and are moving in with what appears to be murderous intent. Kazira is going to delay so that Cerulean Blue can go first.
As Cerulean sees danger approaching, she gently pushes Kazira back, and her left wing unfurls, and within the membrane panes of her wing, a small image glows and animates of a long dead creature pulling itself out of the muck of a swamp, and she asks her apparition to guide her hand as she also pulls her short sword off of her back and casts Embodiment of Battle.
Okay.
Third action, I'll move. And I'm going to stay within the light, though.
So Cerulean hops off the wagon and walks towards the creatures. Because you have dark vision, even though these creatures are on the edge of the light, you can still see them. They, as I said, they look like halflings, but they're not like any halflings you've seen before. All 3 of them have bandages covering their faces, and it seems to be sort of applied to their whole body underneath the dark rags that they wear that are covered with dirt, giving this sort of dusky, earthy vibe from them.
I mean, it doesn't actually sound that bad, but
it's ooky spooky creepy.
I think as a free action, Cerulean will also not shout, but in a deep voice, commanding voice, say, "Reveal yourselves. What do you want?"
Kazira begins muttering a prayer to Shaylin and asks for protection, and she is going to ward you against harm. And as this sort of glowing light comes down around you, you can hear harp strings as you feel protected by this 2-action spell. And then from underneath the bench of the wagon, pull out a glaive.
Packing. Okay.
This tall pole arm that almost seems too big for her and is glowing with the rune and is quite beautifully finished.
Cerulean can't appreciate it from where she's standing, but she can hear it, and she knows that Katsira can probably handle it.
Aelin is going to hop off the wagon herself and draw her rapier, and then she's going to look at them and roll a society check on these to try and figure out what they are.
That would have been the smart thing to do.
No, you did pretty well, and this is why you're in a party. I'm going to roll Pathfinder Society lore because she doesn't actually have society, interestingly enough. She looks at these things and she shakes her head, and you immediately know she doesn't necessarily know what's going on. As my compatriots said, reveal yourselves, explain yourselves, and she'll hold. The first halfling that is here and is the source of the bells that you heard, you can see that his cloak has these like shredded rags that come down like frayed lengths, and he's got this shock of gray hair above his head, and he's grinning underneath his bandages and shaking this baton that has this sort of like jester's hat at the top of it. Those are the bells.
Jen, the player, is getting some real bad Burning Man vibes off this, so...
All right.
Great job, Creepin.
This halfling person dances towards you, Cerulean.
Oh.
And comes straight up to you, and for its second action, touches you.
Excuse me?
With the baton, sort of bonks it. You're quite tall, so bonks it probably on your like sternum. And I need you to make a will save against the Dancer's Curse. You have 1 hero point, by the way.
Thank you for reminding me, because I won't be needing it.
On a critical success, whatever this dancer was trying to curse you with didn't take hold, and it goes to bonk you again with the baton, but this time physically. But a 20 is not going to hit. So it comes down and just sort of whacks you on your armor, but doesn't even hit hard enough to do anything. Meanwhile, the other 2 halflings begin moving.
Cerulean is going to say, no matter what happens to you, that baton is dust.
The center halfling, who's wearing like dark red robes and wielding a kukri, comes out from behind you, literally strides past you and goes behind you, which does trigger the reactive strike.
Oh, it's a move action. Yeah.
If you'd like to take it.
I definitely would. As the second creature moves by Cerulean, she whips out the short sword to strike at it.
23 will hit the halfling.
She cuts at the thigh.
11 points of damage as you slash into this halfling. It's not a big chunk, and it continues its movement for its first action to flank you with its kukri, and it's got 2 actions left, so we'll start off with the strike. 17 on a flanked Cerulean is a miss, so a second strike is a 14, also a miss.
Cerulean can hear the whoosh of the weapon as this red-cloaked halfling tries once from the left and once from the right. She dodges.
The last halfling, who is wearing dark ragged cloak and holding a dagger sort of upside down, like point first, will come to the left of Cerulean, not quite flanking, and will come in for 2 dagger strikes. 21 is a miss, you're not flanked. 25 is a hit, so that's our first hit on Cerulean for 7 points of damage, plus some poison. So you take 7 points of damage and then hit that fortitude save for me, please. Nice, critical success.
Where does Cerulean get hit?
Probably in the thigh, as this dagger just comes down to stab her on the second attempt.
Cerulean compliments using gravity. Great job.
They've been silent thus far, except for the
bells.
Dancer and the jingling, and maybe you can hear the dancer like doing like a soft.
I hate it so much. I love it. You're getting. Sorry, this is the first time I have been surrounded by 3 people in a while too. So I'm like, oh my god. First action for Cerulean with her furled unfurled left wing. She's going to cast another spell. The membrane pane once again glows, and anyone looking at it can see a small animation of a small tree growing larger as she casts Enlarge on herself.
Okay, snap. Whoa.
But can I go the other way? So I...
Yeah, they are small creatures, so they can inhabit the same space as a large creature.
As the animation plays out on Cerulean's wing, her entire form starts to get larger as well, and it sounds like the creaking of a tree of the wood inside. With her short sword, takes aim at the dancer, who touched her with the disgusting baton.
And that's a crit with a 27.
28 points of damage.
Describe your kill.
Cerulean her short sword cuts through the baton head of the little joker. So the hat pieces with the bells go bouncing and land in a puddle on the street. And she cuts deeply into the chest of this dancer.
As the dancer dies, it's... that sigh of like, God damn it, Krifu.
I know it's happening, so that's why I'm sighing, even though Cerulean would not normally want someone to die, especially without speaking, without knowing what they're doing.
But as the dancer dies, its body dissolves into a swirling mass of darkness and light.
What?
And so everyone in this 10-foot emanation, Aelin and the two other halfling creatures, and Cerulean need to make a will save against its final dance.
Does this dust go up into the air?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cerulean just disgusting. Trying to spit out at the same time, even though she's much taller.
Both of the halflings failed. Aelin succeeded, and Cerulean critically succeeded. So neither Cerulean nor Aelin are actually dazzled by this thing.
Hard to be dazzled by a shit show.
No, but the other two are dazzled for 4 rounds. Jeez, all right. Kithzira is going to stay in the wagon and cast a divine lance at the red-cloaked halfling wielding the kukri as this bird song twitters in the air and a ray of golden energy shoots out. She critically hits this guy for 16 points of damage. But he's not dead yet. He has a lot more health than that dancer did, apparently.
But he definitely takes that lance. Excellent job, Kithzira, with an even louder voice than before, now that she's large.
Aelin's going to move around the red-cloaked halfling holding the kukri for her first action, and then strike with a rapier attack. And critically hits as she skewers through the red-cloaked halfling, bringing him down to the ground. When he dies, a different implosion happens. Instead of darkness and light swirling away around, there is literally a violent implosion and disappears completely. But everyone, Cerulean, Kithzira, Aelin, and the remaining halfling creature here need to make a fortitude save against sonic damage.
What in the shit?
What are these things, indeed?
What are these things? I think this is part of what they do. Oh my god, yeah.
We have a hero point.
Cerulean failed and will definitely hero point this because she is not being taken out by this disgusting thing.
Or is she? So
well, Krifu, thank you for having me. This was a lovely hour.
So Cerulean and Aelin both failed. Kithzira got a critical success, and the halfling failed. Kithzira will take no damage, but everyone else will take full damage from this sonic blast and be deafened for 1 minute. Cerulean only takes 14 points of damage, not 16.
Which is because of my... my resistance to sonic damage.
Remember, we rolled that randomly, like...
Oh, I remember.
Half an hour ago.
Gotta go blast sometimes.
Yes, that was the red-cloaked halfling. Aelin still has a third action left. I guess we'll just move in here, move up closer to you and the halfling, who is dazzled and deafened from the death of its comrades. It will try and tumble through this space. What? I said the thing.
Tumble through!
It is going to try and tumble through a cerulean space specifically and fails on the first check. It's underneath Cerulean's scaled legs and tries to move past them to the north, but can't move through.
She knocks a foot and blocks him like she's playing football or soccer, depending on where you live.
I'm going to try again because I think I can do this. Success on the second one. So he moves through this space, and as he does, he uses the feat tumble behind.
That's Tumble Through After Hours podcast.
But it moves through Cerulean, and she would be off guard to this next attack. However, he swings around with the dagger for the third action and swings at thin air because he is dazzled and Cerulean is concealed to him.
Yeah, Cerulean just standing there with arms, one arm crossed, like holding the short sword, and the other one just kind of cupping her chin, like, what is happening?
But at the top of round 3, there is the sound of armored boots as a fourth person runs into this area. You can see this is a human-sized person, but underneath the plate armor that he's wearing, you see once more those dirty bandages covering his face. And there's a cloak of weird rags around him as well. In full plate, wielding a great sword, will run up to you for its first action, and for its second 2 actions will do a shadowed blade. And so as it reaches forward to strike at Cerulean with his great axe, you can see shadowy essence begin to envelop you. And it's a miss on a 18. Oh well, Cerulean, it is your turn.
The shadows try to wrap around Cerulean, and she shakes them off with a flip of her wing.
Large sized also.
Jumbo-sized Cerulean shakes it off. After sweeping this shadowed muck out of her way with her larger wing, it unfurls fully again, and it starts to glow as she begins to think of a spell she wants to cast when she feels the telltale sign of the plans pulling at her short sword in her right hand. And instead she lashes out at this humanoid person in front of her. Is a 25 gonna hit Krifu?
That hits.
Sorry. She goes for the guts.
10 points of damage as you slash through a crack on the full plate and into the guts of this bandaged human figure.
But this time, after striking, the wing animates again with a mouth opening, and she casts command on this humanoid. Tell me who you are.
But as you begin casting, the human in full plate uses a reactive strike and hits you with its great sword for 27 and 10 points of damage. But you still get to cast the spell. It wasn't a critical, so you don't lose it. But as you begin shouting this command, you realize you're deaf. You might not be able to get this off, so hit that DC 5 flat check in the spell description for me, please. Okay, you are able to get the spell off, so he's going to make a will save against your command, and he fails. So as he hears you, he shouts something. You can't hear it. You look around, Aelin can't hear it, and Kazira just looks confused. I think that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
3 more figures come running into the scene from the north. These are black cloaked figures. 2 of them fetchlings, and 1 a very, very pale human male wearing robes. And as they move in, they quickly strike the bandaged people down and look at you funny. The main one in front, a fetchling man. I know Jen knows what fetchlings are, but Cerulean might not. A man with gray skin and shocking white hair, whose ears are carved into a point with notches set into them and chains hanging off of the ears and connecting to piercings in his cheekbones. After a moment, The deafening fades away, and the fetchling man in the plate armor with the carved ears says, "What's going on here? Kitsira, little sister, is that you back there?" And she kind of approaches the small halfling woman. "Drive, you know I'm not your sister, although our deities may be siblings." He scoffs. "Hunting Caligny."
So can I shrink back down to normal size?
Sure.
Now that so I'm not like a weirdo, well, it's not weird, but...
As your hearing comes back, you hear this exchange between Kitsira and the fetchling man who she called Drive.
Cerulean walks up and does a half bow to Drive. "Thank you for your assistance. We had it in hand, but I'll never say no to some backup."
Where are my menace? She turns to you and Aelin. "This is Drive Sesva, the leader of the Midnight Guard. They are the military force of the Temple of Zon-Kuthon here in Westcrown, the Midnight Sun."
Zon-Kuthon. Cerulean's eyebrows actually go up at this. The first thing tonight, that is. She knew it's Westcrown, but within the first day to have met a follower of Zon-Kuthon is honestly shocking.
"Drive," Kassir says. "What are they? The Caligny? I've never heard of that." And Aelin starts nodding like, yeah, of course. Drive explains, "The common people refer to them as the Dark Folk, although it is a silly name, for it describes not a people, but their location. Caligny are from the Darklands," which Cerulean would know is deep, deep, deep under the earth, is basically another world. D&D calls it the Underdark. In Pathfinder, it's the Darklands. "There are Caligny in Nidal. In Pangolay, there's a small but growing group of them. However, they have not been invited here or sent here by the Nidalese government or by the Church of Zon-Kuthon. And so," Drive says, "I see no reason to allow them to dirty our streets."
Cerulean's head slowly tilts at that. "And you're 100% sure they were not invited?"
"They were not invited by my temple, at the very least."
Knowing fully well that she also killed one of them, Cerulean clucks her tongue. "It's a bit of a shame to assume not everyone is allowed in such a cosmopolitan city as Westcrown, no?"
"People who follow the laws," and he sort of looks at you as he says this, "are certainly allowed. People who skulk around at night, up to no good." The fetchling man sort of sneers. "They aren't welcome in Westcrown."
"Well, they certainly weren't candy stripers." Cerulean sort of gives Drive a little bit of a... Cerulean gives a little bit of grace back to Drive in this. Because again, they were attacked in the middle of the street.
He nods. "Well, keep an eye out. This isn't the first group of Caligny we've seen tonight, and it's strange that we're seeing them more regularly."
Cerulean will ask, "Have you been tracking all the locations where you've been finding them?"
"We only patrol the Rego Sacaro, so if there are more popping up in other parts of the city, I wouldn't know."
Seems like we could get a fix on their location, where they're possibly coming from, if it's one spot.
"The Midnight Sun isn't in habit of hiring mercenaries, despite their lovely company," and he nods to Kassira.
Mercenaries? Was he talking about us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he supposed to know your Pathfinders?
No, he's not, actually, so sorry. Even though I made the Wayfinder a part of my armor. So
it's true,
it's like kind of hid. She actually, I will say, on Cerulean's armor, the place where her Wayfinder is kept is also the same place where the the silver hoop sits, that she hooks her remaining wing onto, so it looks like that's all it's really for. So when her wing is not attached to it, like casual style, the little silver hoop kind of goes into this spot, so it is hidden in its own way.
All right.
But
Drive nods to all of you, and then him and the rest of the other two members of the Midnight Guard make their way back into the darkness.
Above the table, Drive is an incredibly sexy name. So.
Thank you.
Oh, was that you?
I was worried about it.
No, I love it. It's incredible. I'm like, oh no.
Drive.
Zon-Kuthan. I couldn't.
It's interesting because I know that we, as characters and or players, are like, this person's an asshole and an evil person, an asshat, but like they aren't necessarily the enemy. And I think that's the cool thing about Cheliax, is getting to play with these sort of shades of gray.
Ceruleans wants to play with certain shades of gray, so. Cerulean quirks an eyebrow and looks at Kassira. So, if I find more Caligni characters on the street and wanted to report it to the Midnight Sun, where's the best place to do that in Westground?
Oh, well, the temple's not far from here. In fact, almost all the temples you'll find here in Rego Sakaro. Let me take us back to the map. So you can see we were down here by Aberian's Folly. The Midnight Sun is just on the other side of the Eridan Nama, that massive statue of Eridan that we saw at the beginning of the session. In fact, it's also not far from Delvehaven. Down here, everything's sort of close together.
Yes, it is. Cerulean ponders. All right, Aelin, where are these people? I was promised action. I got a little action. But now I'd like to get on with the mission.
Aelin sort of stifles a yawn. Let's stay here for a couple more hours. But when the sun starts coming up, we'll need to get moving. We'll be able to stay here long without attracting the attention of the Tatari.
Indeed. What if everyone is dead?
Well, if they're dead, then they'll never come out, and we'll figure it out then.
I guess I should have said, what if they're gravely injured and we could still help?
This isn't the library where we can ruminate on what ifs and what could be's. The plan is to wait and see, and that's what we're doing right now.
You've made me wait and see for quite a long time, Aelin.
You haven't been waiting, you've been working. There's quite a difference.
Felt pretty much the same when it's pushing paper around a desk.
You know as well as I do, that paper wasn't merely just pushed.
You're right, it was folded.
We did a lot of good in the last few years since you've been assigned to the desk duty, and I'm quite grateful for everything you've done. But I'm not going to charge ahead here just because your wings are itchy or whatever.
Cerulean considers her for a moment and scratches at the stump of her right wing. And I suppose you're right. What's a couple more hours compared to a couple more years?
And a couple more hours, we wait. When the sun comes up, we indeed have to move. And the wagon heads north through Rego Pena and to the southern border of Rego Skripa. These different neighborhoods that you've up until now only seen on a map, and now you're actually in West Crown moving through them. It's quite amazing. Other cities don't start this early, but almost immediately as that first sliver of sunlight crosses the horizon, the city of West Crown is awake, trying to take advantage of every single scrap of daylight that they can. By the time that you pull up to the Smokestack Tavern, breakfast is in full swing. The ladies drop you off here, promising you that you can get a good room, and that the Wanderer's Grove is but like a 5-minute walk from here to the east. Well, they'll be in touch later to let you know what the plan is moving forward. And as they drive away, we see Cerulean outside of this quaint-looking tavern on a beautiful spring morning as the city of West Crown is waking up.
Cerulean readjusts her backpack and takes a big old yawn and goes, I guess maybe a little bit of breakfast and then a little bit of sleep. Quite the city. And she walks inside.
And we fade to black.
Tumblethrough presents Twilight's Edge, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play of the Council of Thieves Adventure Path, converted from Pathfinder 1st Edition by Krifu Bernal, Game Master and Executive Producer. Tumblethrough uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy, paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Tumblethrough is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Incorporated and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. If you enjoy our podcast, make sure to subscribe to Tumble Through on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. Leave us a comment or interact with us by following us on Blue Sky and Instagram. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for listening.
And as she holds the crystal in her hand, she casts a spell. She casts a spell.
Well, get down to the hootenanny. Krufu and Jen's gonna get to it.